From Oaxaca City, we're headed north into the Sierra Madre Mountains, in particular into a sub-range, the Sierra Juarez, to the village of Lachatao. As we gain altitude, we enter a pine forest. As we get closer to Lachatao, Claudia tells us about Oscar Martinez Galindo. He's a Zapotec painter and sculptor. One day he was educating himself about his region's past when he came upon a facsimile of an old Zapotec codex. This codex is believed to have been produced in Oaxaca in the 14th century. It's paint on deerskin. It describes the genealogy of rulers, the great battles, city locations, and religious ceremonies. It's not meant to be read. They're intended to guide a person reciting an oral history. One day, a particular drawing clicked for Oscar. It depicted a temple with a jaguar on top, called the Hill of the Jaguar. This particular temple was believed to be at Monte Alban, but Oscar didn't believe it. He had a feeling that it was near Santa Catarina Lachatao in the Sierra Juarez Mountains. Lachatao translates to "four sacred." In the sacred calendar of the Zapotecs, on the fourth day, there's a mountain with stairs. Oscar believed that that mountain is the Hill of the Jaguar. He became obsessed with finding the Hill of the Jaguar and moved to Lachatao in 2008. Now, Lachatao is a small, very traditional Zapotec community that sees itself as a paradise for indigenous people, and Oscar was met with some skepticism. He began to assist in the region's growing ecotourism industry and helped design a new museum. He led expeditions on the winding trails that connect the old villages. On one trip to the hill that was Oscar's prime candidate for the temple site, he discovered an ancient wall 3 meters wide and 1 meter high, and decorated with patterns like the ruins in Mitla. We meet our guide, Juan Santiago Hernandez, in Lachatao for the trek to the Hill of the Jaguar. Our first stop is the community museum that Oscar helped design. One of their prize artifacts is a figure of Coquillo, the rain god found on the Hill of the Jaguar. And there are other Zapotec artifacts from the area. Some paintings from the church date to the early colonial period. And some of the artifacts are from the Mexican Revolution of 1910. The trail to the Hill of the Jaguar starts at Francesca's farm. The trail starts with a gradual uphill climb through a cloud forest. Occasionally there's a break in the trees for a view to the valley below or back to Lachatao. We see some wildlife too. We scramble up to the ridge to enjoy the view down the other side. Juan announces our presence to the gods with his conch. We spend some time looking out on the miles and miles of forested mountains, and only one road scarring the hillside. Then we scramble back down to the trail. In a few minutes, we're at a level area surrounded by piles of rocks. This must be what an unexcavated temple looks like. In another open area, Juan leads us in a Zapotec cleansing ritual. He burns copal incense and chants while we face the 4 cardinal directions. We admire the view and wander around the site looking for flowers and bugs. Then it's time to head back down the hill and see if we missed any interesting plants. A few shots of the picturesque Church of Santa Catarina, which dates to the late 16th and early 17th century. Then it's time to head back to the city.